What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Gervonta Tank Davis. Get this. Gervonta Tank Davis says that he's not signed to anybody. Gervonta Tank Davis revealed last night that he's no longer signed to anybody right now. The three-division world champion, Tank Davis, with 27 wins, no losses, no draws, and 25 wins by KO, made it clear that he wants to take his talent to another promoter. If Tank 27 is indeed a promotional free agent, you can imagine the interest from Matchroom, Top Rank, and Golden Boy. He said, I'm not signed to them anymore, so I can't be talking about them. Said Gervonta Tank Davis on Twitter, making it clear that he's a promotional free agent. He said, I need to take my talent somewhere else. Yeah, they playing games. If Eddie Hearn can afford to sign Tank, it would be interesting to see what type of fights that he could line up. Being signed with Hearn would arguably make it easier for Tank to fight Ryan Garcia, as he fights on the same network on DAZN. It might be better in the long run for Tank to sign with a promoter that works with ESPN. That would give him a lot of options. Currently, Top Rank has Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Vasyl Lomachenko signed with them. Whether Tank is willing to fight any or all of those fighters is unclear. But if he wants to become the number one guy at the 135-pound division and make a ton of money in the process, it would be in Tank's best interest to fight Haney, Stevenson, or Lomachenko. And let me counterpunch. I think if I'm Tank Davis, I wouldn't sign with anybody if that's the case. Okay, but first off, we've heard this same shit before. We heard him talk about, hey, I'm taking it somewhere else. I'm not re-signing with Mayweather and this, that, and the other. We heard this shit before. So the question you ask yourself is this real, or is this like little boy cried wolf all over again? You know what I mean? Because we thought that was going to be the case with him, and then come to find out, he's saying that they're playing games, but pretty much he was playing games with everybody else, because he clearly told, he said in an interview, I forget who the commentator was, but he told them that, hey, I'm leaving Mayweather Promotions, and if he's doing that, great, but I'm not really jumping for joy for Tank, because until I see Tank fight on DAZN, a fight with Golden Boy, a fight with Top Rank, I'm not going to really just jump the gun quite yet, because Tank Davis, I think, does that shit, or they instruct Tank to say, hey, tell him you going with another promotional company and store all these motherfuckers up. Leonard Ellaby, that probably was planned or staged. You don't know. You don't know that about Tank Davis. But if it is true, I would suggest he would stay a free agent so he could fight everybody and weigh his options like Canelo, okay? Because those fights are there to be made. Like, I think he has a better chance to beat someone like Lomachenko now. Why? Because Lomachenko's older. All those fights in the amateurs, those weigh on you if you keep doing it, right? And he's 34 years of age. Tank is 27. Right? So that's a 7-year age difference. It would still be a good fight as long as it lasts. But at the end of the day, I would like to see fights like that versus fights like Mario Barrios and old-ass Yoriokas Gamboa. Shout out to him. Hugo Ruiz. Like, come on, man. Like, those fights are just bottom-of-the-barrel fights. Yes, Yoriokas Gamboa is 40 years old, bro. You know what I mean? And then they've been throwing Yoriokas in there, and Yoriokas knows, I'm just fighting these motherfuckers for my paydays. They threw him in there with Tank. They threw him in there with Haney. They threw him in there with Pitbull Cruz. And then really he was kind of like, he just popped out of thin air. But, everybody's getting a piece of Yoriokas Gamboa, and that just shows you what they're not willing to do for Tank. Tank, with all those gifts, with all that power, that speed, he should be in there fighting guys like Devin Haney, Shakur Stevens. I mean, making millions. You know, fuck those gates and fuck what you think you know about those gates. The question is he making millions of dollars? No. Because Leonard Ellerbe said, I'm not going to give Tank Davis $8 million like Eddie Hearn gave Devin Haney. Absolutely not. He said that. So at the end of the day, we have to see what Tank's really going to do. This sounds good, but is it the truth? Okay, that's what you ask yourself about Tank Davis. But if Tank's really wanting to take his skills to the next level, or is he just complacent like all those PBC Showtime cats? Those guys over there, they get complacent, until they get to the point where you get like Adrian Broner and you're like, look, I'm broke, motherfucker, you need to pay me. So it gets to that point. But we've been hearing Tank Davis talk about where and how bad it is, but he's subliminally talking about it. Like this here. Let me show you guys something, all right? I'm not signed to them anymore, so I can't be talking about them. Why not? Okay, so maybe, I don't know if that's a riddle, because, I mean, you can look at it like I'm not signed to them anymore, so I can't be talking about them, maybe meaning I'm not signed with them. I don't know. I don't know what that really meant, because he needs to make it, they say he's making it clear he's a promotional free agent, okay? He's not signed with them anymore. Take that for what it is. Let's see if that's true, okay? Because, he says I need to take my talent somewhere else. Does that mean he's actually going to do it? Or is he going to stick with Mayweather for a few $100,000 more than what he was getting? Who knows? But we will see, and time will tell. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Gervonta Tank Davis saying that he's not signed to anybody. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!